Good morning, Year 5, for part 2 of our story map about Theseus and the Minotaur. So for today, as yesterday, you will need a pencil, a ruler, and your pen. Get everything, and obviously your English book. So get everything and let's start this lesson. So, as it's the same hello as yesterday, you just need to write a short date in the margin. So for today, the short date will be 15/01 for January and 2021. So short date in the margin, grab everything you need, and I'll catch up with you in the next slide. So no surprise about today, as we are just going to continue exactly what we were doing yesterday. So task 5, if we follow from yesterday, is looking at the events occurring in the resolution part of the myth of Theseus and the Minotaur. So as you've done yesterday, if you need to go to Wednesday's video, if you need to read the myth of Theseus and the Minotaur, if you need to watch again the animation on YouTube, please do so, because it's important that we've got this part right. So if you think that you've got the elements that are happening in the resolution, write them here. So first you will need to draw the line here as you've done yesterday. Remember to leave some space above and below, and write the events that are happening in this part here. So let's gather all your thoughts, all the elements from this part, get it started, and I'll catch up with you in 5 minutes. Well done, Year 5. So for my resolution part, I've got different elements here that I'm going to share with you. I've got Theseus using his last strength to defeat the Minotaur. Remember, he was hurt before, and that was the problem. Now, we know he succeeded. He used his last strength to defeat the Minotaur. He tries to find the string in the darkness to help him escape the maze. Remember the string that Ariadne gave to him before he entered the maze. At first, he could only get hold of the Minotaur's weary hair, and he thought he would be stuck in the maze forever. But then he found the string and made his way out. Ariadne was waiting for him and begged him to take her back with him to escape her father. Theseus agreed, and they both set off back to Athens. So these are the main events that you should have in the resolution of the myth. So you might have some, you might have a tiny bit more, you might have more details. So make sure you've got it right. So remember, on your line above and below, have some events that are happening in the resolution part. Now, as you've done yesterday, use the curly brackets here and add resolution part, so we will know these are the events in this part of the myth of Theseus and the Minotaur. And we're going to jump, once you're ready, to task 6 and looking at the ending part of the myth. So we're getting to the end of the myth of Theseus and the Minotaur. And if you just remember what we talked about, this is when Theseus agreed to take Ariadne back to Athens with him. So in the ending part, what do you think is happening? Remember, maybe you want to look at the first part, at the opening section, because there's a link between the opening section and the ending part. So try to see what the link, give you a hint, it's got to do something with a flag. So look at the ending part, try to complete it. As before, draw a line with your pencil and your ruler and complete the main events, and then we will share and we will compare what you've got and what I have found out. See you in a bit. And here we are back for the ending part of the myth. So these are my points. So as I said home, Ariadne discussed how happy she was to be marrying Theseus. But Theseus didn't think of marrying Ariadne, as he didn't find her attractive, and therefore he didn't want to marry her. So when the ship stopped at the next island for fresh water, he left Ariadne behind. The gods didn't think this was a nice way to treat someone who had saved his life. So they punished Theseus by making him forget to raise the ship's wide sails in his rush to abandon Ariadne. Therefore, when King Aegeus saw the ship return with the black sails, he believed his son had died, and so he threw himself off the edge of a cliff. So not a very happy ending to Theseus and the Minotaur. So what did you get in this ending part? Have you got the same elements as mine? So add them up and just have a look at what you've got as before, add the curly brackets and ending part. So let's give yourself, like, let's say 5 minutes to adjust it, and I see you in the next slide. So we're coming to a close to today's lesson, and it's a task 7. Now, we've completed the story map of the myth of Theseus and the Minotaur over the last 2 days, going back to the opening of the stories, build up, the problem, the resolution, and the ending. You might want to add few elements to your myth, some keywords, maybe some key pictures, but most importantly, I would like you to go back to the person you talked to yesterday. You remember yesterday I asked you to retell the story of Theseus and the Minotaur to someone in your family, a friend, or someone in school. But I think now you can do much better than yesterday because we clearly looked at a different part of the story. So I would like you to finish today's session, to find someone, maybe the same person, so they can compare and see the difference between yesterday and today and retell the story of Theseus and the Minotaur. So well done, Year 5, for your work over the last 2 days. I know it was a bit shorter today, but there's a lot to do now. And I will see you on Monday, and we will look at vocabulary that we need to use in myth. So enjoy retelling the story. Read it again, retell it, watch it again. Make sure you know it, not off by heart, but almost. I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.